how to use niacinamide in your routine. And that's going to be pretty short.
Yeah. Just use whatever.
But first thing first, Gloria, I would like to ask you.
Yes.
How would you feel if you were given a jar of niacinamide powder?
I would be like, okay. It's not necessary at all. It's in the powder form because niacinamide is very vanilla. It's stable. It's very water soluble. It doesn't need to exist in the powder form. I don't really need to mix it. Like, there's no benefit to it. And odds of you overdoing it with the powder form is really high. So,
yes, 100%. Yes, agreed. So, just want to point that out, that if you feel tempted to buy niacinamide powder, please don't. You actually really hate this format.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And then we're going to, again, remind you guys about 10% niacinamide. That is not the goal. Remember that your goal is between 2 to 5%.
I do want to add that because 10% is such a popular concentration. If you already have that in your routine, it's fine. We're not saying your face is going to fall off in like a month or two. But the thing is, do pay attention to other products you're using because it's also a common ingredient. Maybe 10% serum isn't going to make or break your skin. You're not getting twice the benefit of 5% niacinamide, but at the same time, if your skin doesn't show irritation, it'll probably be fine too. But if you use it with a niacinamide cream, with a niacinamide cleanser, which exists now apparently, and the niacinamide this and the niacinamide mask, and you don't even realize that you are using so much niacinamide, you could experience irritation. And I have a story of when I did that because I didn't realize. I was just for what we do, we test a bunch of products. I didn't realize I was testing at least 8 different products, all with like 2 to 10% niacinamide. And at least the symptom I show, it was just a little red in the beginning. I didn't think anything of it. Again, kind of common when you're testing so many products. And then it got scaly. It was like so dry and just felt my skin just all of a sudden felt like sandpaper. And I was like, oh my God, reverse course.
Totally. I think for me, it's when niacinamide's in a cleanser. I have found like there's, it's not really stinging, but it's like a sensation. I can't help but put my finger on. I can't put my finger on it, but yeah, I have noticed that previously. But yeah, I think, and I should also mention when I was going through the safety assessment report, it is not without erythema. Yeah. There is actually, at least in every study, I think there's 1 or 2 individuals that did experience redness, some sort of irritation. And I just want you to know, so if you feel like you're going crazy, you're like, this niacinamide.
Be niacinamide.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be a skin barrier helper, right?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be, super vanilla. I think it's totally fine to consider that as a culprit, especially with how much it is in everything.
Yep.
So with that, we have to give a shout out to any product that would give a transparent percentage that's actually at a normal amount. So yeah,
we have to start out a little self-serving. It is Ingor Specialist, as we mentioned in the break earlier. It's in there at 5%, so it's low enough to use topically directly as a spot treatment. But mostly, if you want to use it as an upkeep, when you dilute it, it will obviously go way up below that. It is also in our Mr. Reliable at just 2%, so kind of at that efficacious but basic level. So even if you mix the Specialist with Mr. Reliable, you will not be exceeding or like going way overboard with this ingredient.
Yes, exactly. Other brands that share their percentages are brands like SkinFix, SkinCeuticals, Medicel. Also contains niacin, I believe, at 5%.
Yeah, I think Medicel has 5%. SkinFix has also a base level of 2%. And I think PCA Skin has a very similar formula to SkinCeuticals Medicel that I think has 6%. So those are just some of the under 10% options you can consider.
And with that, with this episode, hopefully just take a look at your current routine, skim the ingredient list, and just see how many products contain niacinamide. I think it's a good one to just keep tabs on. So whenever, you decide to start using other actives, or it's just you notice any skin irritation, that's just something that you're kind of monitoring. But otherwise, I think the one thing just to wrap up is there's definitely a lot of people that probably could use a lot more niacinamide and skin will be fine. So I think that's the other side of the story too, is that niacinamide is vanilla in that sense, and that you can use a lot, and that's why it's getting abused as it is.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.